You're more floating between groups instead of just being with the safeties and nickels. In your opinion, how's it going so far?
It's going well. I'm trying to. I'm just walking around begging other positions. I don't think it's gotten to the point where they're like, "Oh, here it comes." But right now it's something. It's a new adjustment, but it's been really good.
And speaking about the adjustment, obviously so many new faces on defense, even compared to offense. I know it's a little too early maybe to make a sweeping judgment, but you've been pleased so far with the newcomers, just hitting the ground running.
Yeah, it's still early, and we're really focused on the install. We've had a chance to watch a lot of these guys move around prior to coming out here, so who they are really athletically. We're just seeing if they can get the install, understand what they're doing, how to do it, and then why they're doing it. And the sooner that they're able to do that, the faster they're able to play. So it's really a mindset. We try to train that mindset just in our teaching progression and our coaching progression out on the field. And try to make it as seamless as possible, so each day those guys can come in, know what to expect. So when they come out on the field, they get a play call, they know what to do and how to do it and why they do it.
Coach Meat and Gibbs are extremely experienced coaches. Theoretically, what should that be able to do in terms of freeing you up or allowing you to have more time in the things?
Yeah, the more experience that you have with guys like that, guys that have been in the fire and coached all different types of athletes, evaluated and coached and developed all different types of athletes. So anytime you're able to get that kind of experience, you learn to be better person, you learn to be, you learn to let them do what they want to do. And just the challenge for me is finding out the non-negotiables. Here's our system, here's what we're doing, here's how we do it, here's why we're doing it. And getting those guys to understand that in terms of their experiences. I'm doing more learning and watching than I'm doing teaching, because from a defensive standpoint, what we do is what we do, and it's pretty hard and fast to kind of create what it's supposed to look like. We just take each day and not see I could be with just the development of what this is.
And Coach, from the install part, like you said, obviously guys understand them. Why? How do you feel that the guys that have returned, that have been used to you for a while, the guys like the Rodneys that have been here but have helped the new guys, and then just even their little, I know it's early on, but their adjustments so far, how do you feel that
Well, like I said, I think everything's just going really, really smooth, and I think the mixture of guys that have been here and that know what the expectation is and know and can anticipate the install. The big learning curve for them is getting adjusted to the teaching techniques and the teaching that those that Coach Gibby and Coach Mead are bringing into those rooms, and which is going to make both those rooms even better and continue to move forward. And change at sometimes isn't always good, but these changes are going to make us better.
Coach,
how have you seen Rodney grow as a player and a person from last spring to this spring?
Yeah, first off, we're only 2 practices in, and he's running around in t-shirt and shorts, but so his development as a player is yet to be seen. But as a person, you just see the maturity level when you lose guys like Keith and Javen out of that room. He's been able to learn from guys who started, the most part of the last 27 games. They've had great leadership in that room, and so him being able to imitate and be able to learn from those guys' influence, that has been able to really you can see the maturity. It's really, he's taking the attitude that this is his time to really show what he can do, and the opportunities.
Coach,
Longer body guys in the secondary, transfer guys.
What should that be able, if those guys are up to speed, what should that be able to do?
Well, what we are is who we are. All you get is takes away that space. Whether you're talking 1 inch or 8 inches, it's what I'm saying, it doesn't, what I mean? So it has huge effect on what we do and how we try to model skills off our personnel. We really are. We're a team that every year we're going to adapt to what we feel like our scheme, what our personnel allows our scheme to do. So it's still, each practice we're learning more and more about this group.
Coach Kinney said the other day that CJ was really the only guy that he had up to talk to the team in meetings, and because he's really the only guy on the leadership council coming back. Just how massive has it been for him to make the return, and have you seen any major strides from him as a vocal leader?
Yeah, he's a guy too. You can develop leadership, and usually leadership is influence. So he's been influenced by different people, you know, in his life to make him the leader that, you know, that he really is right now. And I think as a staff and Coach Dillingham, they're really pushing him to be that leader. And really, you know, he has a ceiling here. We want him to get to that ceiling, if not push past it. And we're going to challenge him. And, you know, but I will tell you that we have some guys that are older guys that have played a lot of college football that I think they're chomping at the bit to get into that leadership world. They're just waiting for them. They're waiting for that time where they just feel comfortable enough to do it. And I think that time will come sooner or later. I think that we're gonna have a really good leadership and a nucleus of leadership to be able to lead the locker room once we're not around.
And then how weird is it to see Clayton over on offense?
Yeah, I got no comment. We'll see how that goes.
A lot of guys.
But, you know, you got a big athlete like that. I mean, and I see the vision, and you know, there's really not a whole lot of things he can't do. So I'm excited to see what he does over on that side of the ball. But if he's, you know, I'm not gonna say anything. Don't be too good. I'm not gonna say. Yeah, exactly.
Coach, over here is Aya Abdi for Devils in Detail. Nice to meet you. So there are guys from the past like Keith Abby, who is also one of the prospects of this year's NFL draft in attendance today. What type of advice do they give to the current players as well?
You know, those guys, their influence on the program. A guy like Keith came in here as a true freshman. Just